Revelation 2846. From the 10th of August 1943. Nearness to God. Viewing God. Your will shall be to draw near to him whom all the angels in heaven serve, whom they praise and honor for all eternity. For his nearness is eternal bliss, his nearness is the most desirable thing which shall be your only goal. You don't know what you have deprived yourselves of, what you have lost through your former apostasy from God. You don't know either what an infinitely long path you had to travel in your distance from God in order to now be admitted again to the final test of your will, which shall acquire your closeness to God again. And this is why you are so indifferent and sluggish when you should be striving diligently and eagerly for perfection. For you must become perfect if you want to be worthy of God's nearness. You must work on yourselves so that you become love, so that you thereby assimilate yourselves to eternal love and reduce the distance from Him while you are still on earth. Proximity to God is the most blissful state, and on earth you cannot grasp the delights it brings you. Light and strength is your share because His nearness radiates light and strength, and you can receive light and strength in abundance if you stay close to God. Only then will you recognize the merciful love with which God looked after you and how His love constantly wanted to lift you up so that you could attain His vision. But you should long for Him without knowing about the glories and delights of closeness to God. You should strive towards Him of your own free will. The love of your heart should impel you to selfless activity so that you will draw closer to the one from whose love you emerged. Divine Spirit and divine love shall flow through you, then the distance from God will be lifted, you will be one again with eternal love, with your Creator, who constantly courted you because He did not want to lose you. And if you are one with Him, you must also be permeated by His emanation of love, and your life must be a glorious one, a state of perfection which will last forever. Being close to God is synonymous with possessing power and strength. To be able to create and shape at one's own discretion and to constantly receive the strength to do so from God without restriction. For God constantly emanates His strength, and He constantly makes the beings happy who are allowed to dwell close to Him because they are perfect, because the will has striven for perfection, thus the will has succeeded in uniting them with God. For the will once turned away from God, now it must pursue its goal with all firmness, it must strive towards God and only know the one goal as long as the human being lives on earth. It must try to come close to God in order to attain His vision. Amen.